go through some of the techniques for updating the social media templates as provided by Every Interaction. So I'm on the Fashion Marketing Year 2 Digital Creative section. This is the Every Interaction social media templates link. As long as it's a social media template, it doesn't really matter. I'll just get rid of their advertising. So I'll try the Twitter one here. Click on the download and it should download, well, they're telling me here 1 second, so that'll be downloading very soon. That's a quick check from Google Drive where it's stored. And if I just go into my downloads folder, there it is. I'll just double click the zip file to automatically open it. And if I go in, there are my different files. Now, pay attention to what you've got here. You've got the main profile templates. I'm just pressing spacebar to get a preview image here. So that is the desktop version. And then there is the, what they call the laptop version. And then the mobile version. I'll work with the mobile version. Just double click that. It'll open with Photoshop. While that's opening, I'm just going to skip back here into my downloads folder. I've got a logo here. It just happens to be the University Arts logo. It's in EPS format, which is a vector format. I'm going to use that to replace some of the things on my page. If I do have all these guides up here, then I will just go and hide the guides, show and turn off guides. There, bingo. So the point is here, you've got to be fairly good at looking through all your layers. So I'm going to pull up my layers panel there. I'll enlarge it just to see it. You can see how the layers have been grouped into folders and nicely labeled. The easiest way of decoding where everything is, just click on the eye icon to show and hide things. So there, the status bar, which is the status bar for the phone. The header, which is just this information here. App navigation, which is the part down the bottom, and so on and so forth. Nicely labeled. Now, if you go and get your move tool and make sure you've got auto select set to layer, if you click on an object, see how it opens up the layer group that's in. It's the profile group there, and within it, it highlights this layer, and this is the layer that the Every Interaction logo is on. And if I show and hide that, you can see they've actually colored that layer to highlight it, and I've got that layer selected because it's a slightly lighter color than the rest around. They've even included instructions as the title there. Right click and edit contents. Now this is a smart object, and if I just double click on that, I'll get this warning to come up. This is a feature of smart objects in Photoshop, is that they open a separate document. Now sometimes those objects are actually separate documents, other times they're just part of the overall Photoshop document that you can access and edit separately. So for this one, it is actually the Twitter 03 mobile profile PSD is my main file, and then I click on OK there. You can see I've got O2 Twitter profile image PSB, which if I go back to my page here, you can see I've got Twitter mobile profile, there we go, cover image and profile image. So there's the extra files that are brought with it. So that's how they are all linked into this one document. Now to put my own logo as a replacement, so I've got the two documents. I've got the original one here, and then I've got this profile image, which is acting as a kind of template or a placeholder for the size and positioning of how my icon there is going to appear on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'll turn off the layer where that placeholder is, and I'll put my own version in. Now, sometimes it's easier just to go and get your logo there, and I can just drag it onto the page there, and it will come in as something that's ready to place. And if you're a bit far away because it's quite small, I'll just Command plus to enlarge, Shift and drag to enlarge it. If I hold down the Alt key, it'll enlarge the middle. Don't worry about the pixelation just yet. I just want to get my positioning just right. So Alt, Shift and drag. I'll get the position about okay there, click on OK, and you can see here it's brought that in as a smart object itself just by dragging it on. So I've got that positioned. You can see I've still got my original logo out there. I could delete that, or I could just keep it hidden, because as soon as I close this, so I'll click on the X to close it, it'll ask me if I want to save that file, and now it's replaced that logo everywhere that it appears on here. And this is a feature of this particular template, and a lot of template designers will do this way because it makes it easier rather than having to replace the logo in every point. And it will be the same thing for replacing images as well. So I've got my profile image there. I could go in there. Now it does say right click and edit contents, which I find a fun place to try and find, but I'll just close that again. It's just as easy just to double click and open it up, and it's opened up that picture, and all I need to do is replace or cover up that picture with an image I want to do. So I could do something really simple like I just did. I'll use the same logo again. I'll just go and use the UAL logo, drag it in there. Ooh, didn't seem to like that. Where's that gone? Let's have a look. Oh, it's not having that. In that case, oh, there it is. May have to make it in. If you don't want to do that way, you can just go File, Place, Linked here, and that will link your file there. And if I go into my Downloads folder, there's my logo there. Place it there, and then just enlarge it. I'm not really spending too much time on this. Hit Enter to commit to the transformation there. And then if I just close that box and save, so close that file and save it, and it's replaced that. And that's in the wrong place. It looks terrible. It's hidden behind the icon. So if I want to change that, I just double click. It brings back the file there with my move tool. I can just move to one side, maybe there, close it again, save it again, and it's updated it, and I can keep going back and forth, and that'll work for a lot of the images. So that's how to work with some of the templates from Every Interaction. And thanks to the guys at Every Interaction for providing some really useful templates for everybody around the world to use.